Okay, so let's start to create a simple lab related to app ID. This is our lab topology where we're gonna use PC1 as a client to generate some traffic. We have HQ firewall where we will create app ID, and we're gonna use internet to generate traffic from client to external. Okay, so the zone we're gonna use LAN and WAN. Okay, LAN zone interface is 1/3 and WAN zone interface is 1/1. Zone both we already know is layer 3, and security policy name we're gonna give them this name. Let me copy this one. We're gonna give them a name LAN to WAN app ID, and the application which we will utilize in this security policy: Facebook, web browsing, SSL, and DNS. So it is a simple lab, and you can extend this lab further in your real organization. So what we need, the first thing we need to create application aware app ID security policy rule. Second, we need to disable temporary other LAN to internet security policy. Previously we create LAN to WAN, if you remember. Okay, if I go to policy, we already have LAN to internet security policy where we don't have application. Okay, so we need to disable this one. What else we need to do? Enable enter zone logging. By default this logging is not enabled. You can override this one, enter zone. Okay, just click and override, and here you can go to action and you can enable the logs, which is not enabled. We need to do that one. And then enable the application block page. Whenever there is any restriction, it will show you the banner. We need to enable that one. And test application blocking with a different application, and then we will test from our internal system. Okay, where I just show you. And our topology, we have this PC1 where we will use this one to generate and verify. So these are the steps required in this app ID lab, 5 steps. So the first thing, we need to create a security policy, okay, with the name LAN to WAN app ID. Okay, after that we need to go to source. Source will be our LAN, and the source addresses, if you want, you can, the source we have 10.0.1/24, so we can put that one to put further a restriction. And after that the destination will be WAN 1 and WAN 2 if you want. In this case only WAN 1. Okay, and there is no destination addresses restriction. After that, the main thing is the application. When we click on the application, because we want to create a application aware security policy rule, here we will enter DNS, Facebook, SSL, web browsing. We just want these application. Okay, and after that it's an action which is by default allow. We will keep them allowed and click OK. And after that, what we need to do, so this will be LAN to WAN app ID. However, we have existing LAN to internet policy. We need to disable that one, and also we have one test policy. We need to disable those policy to properly test our new security app ID rule. Okay, after that we need to go to enter zone and override. After the override, we need to go to action and enable logs so that we can see the denied traffic as well in our logs. Okay, and after that, as I say, we need to enable application block page. Okay, which is by default disabled. We can go to device response page and we can disable that one, and then commit the configuration. And after that we can verify. We can go to our internal system and we can verify the different application. Then we will go to different other applications such as LinkedIn, which is a different application. We discussed this one. Twitter, any other application, it will be blocked by the application block page. It will show this banner, because we only allowed a Facebook and we only allowed SSL and web browsing. So those applications which using SSL and web browsing, those will be also allowed, such as BBC, CNN, all those will be allowed. And after that we can verify that which application is hitting, like Facebook is hitting our new policy rule. From there we can verify, and also we can verify the head counts and or the new created policy. And there will be the denied traffic as well, because we enable the logs, and you will see in the logs as well. So this all we need to do to create a simple app ID security policy. So let's go to our lab. Okay, so this is our firewall. I access through management. Okay, this is a cloud, and this is my firewall. And here what I need to do, I need to go to policy security, and here I can create a new security policy. Okay, so what I need to do, there is a test policy and there is LAN to internet right now, but this is not, there is no application. We need to disable this one, by the way. So let's click add, and let me create a new security policy with the name LAN to WAN with app ID. Okay, so this is LAN to WAN with app ID. I don't need to change anything, just go to source. So source will be LAN, and our LAN is, by the way, 10.0.1./24. Okay, if you go here, so this is 10.0.1, so I put a more restriction, and destination will be WAN1. Right now we are using this one. Okay, and next we need to click on application. In the application section, we need to allow a specific application because DNS is required. So then we will type DNS, and after that Facebook, Facebook base only. Okay, there are many other applications related to Facebook, and SSL. Okay, SSL, and this is required, web browsing for Facebook, if you remember, and web browsing. These two are required for Facebook, so that's why these are the only application I need. Okay, and if you click here, let's see there is any depend on, it will show you, by the way. And let's go to services. We don't need to change anything. Action is already allowed, logs, and click OK. So my new security policy is created, which is on the top, by the way. However, we need to disable the test. Okay, click on the test and go down. There is to disable temporarily this rule, and also there is another policy, LAN to WAN, which is this one. We need to disable temporarily this one as well. So now the LAN to WAN app ID is the only policy from LAN to WAN. Okay, this one is LAN to DMZ. It's okay, and this is DMZ to internet and internet to DMZ. So it's okay now. So this is the thing. Next thing, we need to enable the enter zone. Okay, sorry, the intra zone. We need to enable this one. The log, sorry, the deny one, this one. If you want, you can enable on both, by the way. So enter zone, by default the logs are not enabled. So what I can do, click on this and go to override, go to action, and logs in the session end or session start. So we need only logs in the session end. So enable the logs so that we can see them. Okay, that's it. So from the policy point of view, is done. Okay, we create a security policy by app ID. Next, we need to go to device. If you remember, we need to follow 5 steps. If I go back, so I done this one, temporarily disable the other policy. I enable the enter zone logging. Now I need to enable the application block page. So application block page is devices, and here is, and which is by default disable. So click on the disable and enable and click OK. Okay, and after that I need to commit the changes. Click commit and commit the changes. Next, what I need to do, I need to test them. So for the test purpose, I need a PC1. Let me open a PC till that time, and the password is test123 by default. Okay, and from here, because we only allowed Facebook, so other application will not work, only SSL and web browser related stuff. So let me open a browser, and it's better to open it in private mode because there will be existing session. Okay, so let me close this one and let's go to new private window, and now we can test, but we need to wait. Yes, commit changes is done. And what I need to do, let's go to Facebook. Facebook will work, I believe. There is no issue because we allowed Facebook. So Facebook is working. Okay, even like URL which is SSL base and also web browsing base, it will work, such as BBC. I believe it will work. Yeah, so BBC is working as using SSL, and let me use CNN else will also work. However, any other application such as LinkedIn is a separate application. So if I try linkedin.com, so it will block. You see application block page. I say no, because in the security policy we only allowed Facebook, so Facebook is working. BBC, CNN, other URL which is using SSL is also working. Let me try Twitter if it is working. So Twitter is also blocked, which is a different application, but we never allowed Twitter base. And similarly, you can go further. You can test many other applications such as Snapchat. Let me see, and let's try this one as well. It will be blocked as well, okay, which the session never created. And similarly, you can go further. You can test other application. It will be blocked. Now let's go to our firewall and our topology, this one. And if I go to monitor and if I verify here, so you can see it's hitting our LAN to WAN app ID, okay, by this one. And there is a DNS, we allowed DNS, so that's why it's allowed. And there is web browsing is allowed. Snapchat has been reset and policy deny, that's why we enable the logs. You see enter zone default, policy deny, and the Snapchat and web browsing is okay. There will be a Facebook base which will be allowed, so let me change this one to Facebook. So if I try, it should be allowed because we allowed this one by LAN to WAN app ID. So Facebook is allowed, and SSL and web browsing based application will be allowed, and definitely we need a DNS, so DNS is also allowed. And you can see rest of the thing like MS update is reset by enter zone default. We enable the logs there so that we can see here. That's why enable the logs. Further, if you go to policy, you're gonna see the hits. So this is our LAN to WAN app ID new policy, and there is hit count 1217. And similarly, if I go here, the enter zone default, and here you can see the logs as well, the head count, and that's it. So this way we allowed only specific application. Now you can create any security policy. You can allow the application based on the source IP, based on the users, based on the subnet, based on the device. It's up to you, based on the zone, based on the address, based on the user device. And here you can put the application, and you can allow or deny as per your policy. We create a simple one, but you can extend them further. You can allow social media application for HR maybe, and it's not allowed for other user, and so on. That's it. Let me go further. If we miss something, I believe that's it. We verify from here, and then we verify other application were blocked, and then from the logs we see, and also from the head count we also verify. That's it.